Hello everybody, Skyrim here, back again with another Diablo Immortal video. Getting right into it here, we have the Chinese patch notes on the left, or the right-hand side, excuse me, and the global patch notes on the left. Let's get down to it. These are the official notes for the week of the maintenance that we will be getting the crossover event this week. Finally. And they finally divulged some more. And we sent the information out there already on the description of the Behelet 2-star gem that we will be getting with this crossover event and all its effects. Now we have the numeric values officially in the patch notes this time. So let's get into it. If you haven't already seen it elsewhere, obviously, it's made its rounds, but now we actually have it in the official notes, which I appreciate. I just wish they would have had that in there at the outset so there wasn't any confusion. Running from May 1st to May 31st will be this crossover event. So hello to all you new players. Hello to all you new players. Let's get into it, right? There's a couple other things I'll be rolling out in the coming days here that for newer players, especially because I know there's going to be a lot more questions. I've already been seeing them come around very, very frequently again, so I will try to put together a few things to help out later. But anyway, here we go. As you log in for this event, now I'm not entirely sure if we get all this at the outset, but hopefully we do. The 10 legendary crests is the biggest one out of this list, but you also get a weapon cosmetic for your main class right out the outset. You'll get that one, and you will get a copy of the 2-star Behelet legendary gem right at the get-go. Now, this is a limited time event, and this is a limited time to best acquire the new 2-star legendary gem. Keep this in mind. Those of you that don't know, we had a previous event with the Mornskull gem that was from World of Warcraft crossover. That one, to best acquire it, was during the event when it took place. There was a banner in place. There's also going to be a banner in place for this one as well. So to best get it in the Elder Rifts. So make use of it as best as you can, as often as you can. That's going to synergize into something else here we'll discuss in a little bit. But this is the best chance to get it. This is going to be a limited time event of acquiring it the easiest. After this event ends, the only way to acquire this gem from that point on, since it is a limited time, is you can craft it with 4 telluric pearls. If you have to have at least one. So everybody on the outside that's just joining the game, especially for this event, you will get one when you participate in the event and log in during this time frame. You will get one copy. So now's the time, if you're thinking about it, and those of you, I know there's a lot of people that are already excited about this because of the crossover and all that. So that's cool. That's cool. Get your gem. That point on, if you need more copies, you can craft them with telluric pearls later on. However, I would much rather suggest you save those telluric pearls for your 5-star progressive upgrades throughout the course of playing the game, and try to get as many copies as possible for the 2-star legendary gem during this event. Because, again, limited time. Hopefully you've stressed that enough, all right? So there's that. Now, this one also says, this one kind of throws things off a little bit here. They added a few things down below, but it says complete tasks and earn further rewards. Now, there's already the Eclipse Portal cosmetic up here. So that's already out the window. The 10 legendary crests, boy, it would be nice if they would give us another stack of 10, but no, that's only going to be a one and done. So we're only getting the 1 stack, so don't read that, take that out of context, unfortunately. Random legendary item, that's standard quo. Random set items, same deal. Berserk themed emoji. Oh boy, another emoji. That's whatever too. So these are all like, and the Band of the Hawk banner. A back piece. A back piece that will probably only last for 30 days once you acquire it. That's just how they go. These are temporary. When these crossover things come out, they look cool for a time, and sometimes we would like to have seen them stay in the game, but they do not, unfortunately. I feel like they should allow us to keep these ones after the fact and be like, hey, I was around for this event, and I was around for this event when the game was running it, and I have these to show for it. That kind of deal, but unfortunately not. Don't know why they chose to go that route, but they do. Speaking of cosmetics, though, after you get your main class cosmetic given to you at the outset, These other ones are acquired through the new dungeon that we will have against Zod. And you will do that you can either do it solo or in a group. And you can work towards getting these to drop in the chests at the end of those runs. Also, you also have a chance. Well, let's go through these first. The Barbarian is getting the Dragon Slayer skin, of course, as you can see here. So they'll be dual-wielding swords. The Blood Knights will be getting the Polearm Lance here. Crusader, of course, is going to get the Dragon Slayer sword skin because, well, they have a sword themselves, so they get that one too. Makes sense. Demon Hunter, well, you're getting a crossbow. I mean, what else did you expect, really? Monk, you'll be getting the daggers. Now, don't take this out of, context here. I know we probably will be seeing a bunch more like Barbarians and Crusaders because they want the Berserk skins, right? Well, all the classes can get them. You can acquire all of these skins, but like I said, by running that dungeon over and over again until you get them all for all the classes. And you can change classes every 24 hours. So keep that in mind too. Feel free to try out, especially this is for newer players, mind you. Feel free to try out all the classes and play whatever one that you feel, fits you the most, right? Okay. There's so many questions. I see this all the time, of course. Oh, what class is the best to play? And this and that. And you can change classes every 24 hours. Play what you want at the outset and go from there. All right? See what feels good to you, your play style, etc. And then go that route. Please. Do yourself a favor. Do it. Test it out for yourself. All right? Only you can be the one to judge and make that call for you and what you enjoy. Right? Thank you. Hopefully you get where I'm coming across on that one. I see that question so many times, and I'll go back into that further in another video. But yeah. So anyway, moving back on here, Monk gets the Salamander Dagger. Probably two of them, of course, one for each hand. Necromancer, you get the Hawk of Light's Saber. So you get a saber for your main hand along with the matching cosmetic on your shield. And Tempest gets the Sylph Sword, as you can see here. All right, so they're going to have a little bit of effect. I'm not familiar entirely with the Berserk universe, mind you, so forgive me for that. But those that might know a little bit further of it might be able to make some connections with these. And hopefully they've done it pretty tastefully well. I have my doubts, mind you, but it is what it is for what it is. And here is the Wizard. We get the Saber as well for the main hand and a focus that matches in tandem with the cosmetic. So there you go for that. Here is the 2-star Legendary Gem and its official notes now of what it does. Now it has 2 internal cooldowns. The one on attack will last for 6 seconds. It might increase based on your beneficial effect duration, mind you. But while above 50% health, dealing damage grants you Behelet's Wrath, increasing your damage done by 30% for 6 seconds. Beneficial effect duration will extend that, and 30% in PvP will be strifed down to 10. Okay? So when taking damage, the other effect will kick in. When you are below 50% health, you will gain Behelet's Mercy, reducing the damage you take by 30% for 6 seconds. Same thing in PvP, 10%. You get the idea. When a Behelet power triggers, it releases when a power triggers. So on the Wrath and on the defense mechanism, Scream of Terror at an enemy's location, fearing nearby enemies for 1.6 seconds. Each Behelet power has its own separate cooldown. The Behelet's Wrath, which is the damage increaser, will have a 20-second cooldown attached to it, and the Mercy, the defensive, has a 1 minute cooldown timer on it internally. So that was going to be very interesting. It's going to be hard to min-max on this, mind you. So they'll go off basically when they go off, and we'll just leave it at that. Don't try to focus on it too much. But there you go. So that's the official description of that gem. Now, here is the change to the legendary drop pool. From May 1st to May 22nd, You will have a chance to greatly alter your legendary gem drop tables for a limited time. You'll be able to customize 5-star legendary drop pool of 16. So then additionally, once you have selected the 16 gems that you want from that set, you can further select 8 of those, so half of that selection, to have an increased chance to drop when a 5-star gem drop occurs. So basically, the RNG is still there, the pity counter is still there. However, this will increase the chances of 8 of those that you really, really want the most to take precedence over the rest. That's what this means. Okay, and then the same thing is applying to the 2-star gems. However, there's 17 instead of 16. And then you can still pick 8 of those. So yeah, that's very interesting. And it only happens, though, from May 1st to May 22nd. Honestly, they should just leave this in permanently. But take it for what it is. Take it for what you will. Now, there is a little bit something interesting to that as well. Let me find it here on the Chinese notes. But first, I want to point out this. That was from May 1st to May 22nd, right? When that was supposed to happen with the gem selection. Now, we still have this event right here, the Colossal Surge event. So you could have the Colossus engine as one of your 8 selected boosted drop pools for that current time frame. Now, here's the kicker. This right here says it ends on the 8th of May, right? Well, there's a little bit something interesting to this in the Chinese notes. They did not list this in the global notes, so I'll show you that in a minute. But as we can see here, you can continue to gain during that May 1st to May 22nd tab for a few days, or actually further than that, into this point tally and work on getting polished cores, especially as free-to-play low spenders. This is kind of nice, and it becomes even nicer. What do I mean by that? Well, let's go back to the notes here, because there's something very, very, very significant that they left out in the global notes. All right, they left this out right here. Legendary Gem Boosting Event. Now, this is all Google translated, roughly, mind you. But I do believe they are referring to the Colossus Surge event that is still going on. Because it says right here, the end time of the Legendary Gem Boosting Event will be extended from May 8th, which is what the Colossus event ended on initially here. Now it's saying it will be extended to June 1st. So that means we can all keep getting more points by running Elder Rifts with crests during this time, and in tandem with that, the Legendary Gem Boost drop selection. So best to make use of it as best we can here when it comes to this kind of thing, right? This is going to be pretty nice to like pile on top of each other and make the most out of it. So that's very, very cool. I'm liking to see this, especially for free to play and low spenders. We will have much more chances of acquiring more points, possibly getting more polished cores than we ever did before. This is going to be nice. This is going to be great. I think this is a big thing that I don't know why they left it out in the global notes. Now, since they did leave that out in the global notes, keep that in mind. When maintenance happens, when May 1st hits, and all this stuff goes into effect, that will be the official way that we can check in-game on that Colossus Surge event that's going on right now to see if the date of May 8th changed to June 1st. If it does, awesome. That means exactly what this means right here. If it doesn't, then I don't know what this is then and what this was supposed to imply. So, but I'm pretty sure that is what we're getting, and this is actually pretty big. This is pretty big. I like this a lot. So anyway, and that will help out a lot of new players coming into the game to try to capitalize on this as well at the outset. So you're getting a lot more things thrown in your face. That it's gonna be overwhelming, mind you. Again, in the coming days, I'll try to roll out some other things here before this event and try to help out any way that I can for new players, free to play, all that kind of stuff. That's what I'm going to be doing here. So anyway, there's that. This was pretty big. I don't know why it got left out. Back to it here. Let's go back to the. Okay, and then we get the Golem Familiar. You'll get a Golem Familiar skin here, and it says your first when the event is live, your first summon familiar is guaranteed to be a golem. You only need to activate this once to earn the Earthenbound Companion. Now, after that, it gets a little murky. It gets a little murky as far as how to do the actual customization of it with the other skins, because you have a headpiece, and you can actually do the body art or decoration, cosmetics for your golem here. So how to acquire those remains to be seen. Some of these are in the Chinese notes say they talk of the cash shop and that kind of thing. I'm not 100% on this, even with this trying to figure out the translation and sift through it all. So take it for what you will. We'll just have to wait and see when this actually goes into effect and how, or if, hopefully, if we get the golem, we get all this stuff at the outset. But considering there's this many different skins available, I have a sneaking suspicion that they're going to put this into the cash shop in any way that they can monetize it, so that if you want other skins, you'll have to go in there and buy packs of some kind. I hope not, but it's a mobile game, so it is what it is. We have to kind of expect these things. Survivor's Bane is coming back, but it's called Struggler's Bane. It's going to have an eclipse effect in here, as you can see. Here's what it looks like in action. So, yeah. I'm pretty sure that's about it. You will get some, I think they're going to add a Berserk boss in it as well. So that's kind of cool. That's going to be different. But the eclipse part, it's there, I guess. It's a cool effect, but, you know, it's same kind of like what we had before with the darkened, blackened edges for reduced vision, which that one was terrible. This one doesn't seem as bad, but I don't know. Anyway. Here is the Zod dungeon, of course, which I mentioned earlier for getting the other weapon cosmetics. Plus, you can get another copy of the 2-star legendary gem for the event. So make use of it and do it as many times as possible to get all the skins, of course, and the another copy of the gem. You can only get one more copy. They said that in the Chinese notes. You can only get one. So might as well get it while you can, right? So just by playing the game, just by doing the dungeon multiple times, of course, until you get it. And like I said, get all the skins, get the gem, and then you're good to go. Plenty of time to do so. It usually doesn't take that much. RNG's usually pretty favorable after you get it, so make use of it. All right, now here we go with the armor skins. This was another question that has been going around for a while, too. The armor skins. It's probably going to be pay acquiring. Everything here says pay about it. As you can see in the Chinese patch notes over here, participate in the event to have a chance to get new legendary costumes. It is free for the first time to participate in the event. So it sounds like we all get a free draw on this. So it's going to be a form of the Phantom Market once again for the armor skins. All right, so there is that to contend with. And then there's also, of course, 2 limited time appearances props, the aura, special effect. And again, this is the stuff that I do not like to see in any game in existence ever, is these limited time effects that you are paying into. I do not like this. I do not want to see this ever again. So, to that effect, we need to put our foots down as a collective community of gamers across the globe and say, stop this. We don't want any part of it. And just be done with it, right? Of course, you're still going to get people that pay into it, and that's the problem, which will cause this to continue. But again, I'm just throwing this out there. I hope we're all in agreement that these paid effects of limited time that you were paying for, and these are only lasting for a month, and then that's it. So it's like, no, they should be permanent. But it is what it is. That's what they've thrown at us. I don't know. I fortunately do not know of a lot of other games. I'm sure there's plenty of them out there, mind you, elsewhere. But this is one of the ones that kind of stands out as the few that do this kind of thing, and it's honestly, quite frankly, disgusting. That's my take on it. I'm sticking to it. So anyway, but yeah, the armor skins are going to be, pay to acquire. That's it. Unless you get really lucky in that first draw and pull one, which is a very, very slight and small chance. It can still happen, but you get the idea. It's, at least we all get one free draw, I guess. Here's our new event center coming up, the Matron's Retribution. And its entirety, it runs through the whole month of May. So you got 30 days to complete it, get all the points for it. Now, here we go. This is also very interesting. They compiled the tally of everything together for that month. And this is what you acquire in that month. You get 2 Tillark Pearls, 2 legendary items, 4 set gear, 10 1-star legendary gems, so that's 10 gem power, only 10 gem power, 800,000 gold, 2,800 scrap, 240 enchanted dust, 28 keys, and 16 normal gems. But you have to, of course, complete enough of the event itself, earn enough points in its entirety for the month to acquire this total. OG endgame players here, we're going to be looking at this and be like, huh. Now we can see that in its black and white format here in its entirety of its complete value of what we're getting in that month of effort. And look at that and be like, yeah, that's kind of laughable. New players, of course. New players are going to look at this and be like, oh, hey, that's great. Of course you will. And I highly suggest you capitalize on this any way that you can because it will benefit you. But it won't take very long after that to where you will start to realize the same as the rest of us. It needs to be scaled. I think they need to start scaling these rewards based on where we're at in the game, because if they expect this is going to be good for any of us at endgame, okay. Anyway, moving on. Returning events, we have the Alley of Blood, Hungry Moon, Shady Stock, Winds of Fortune coming back around. I made a video on how to approach this, so look that one up and make the most out of it. I won't say any more than that. Check that video out because I've gone on long enough on a lot of these things already. So moving on. The Battle Pass upcoming is going to have basically goth 80s rock hair bands of mixture hybrid skins here from the looks of it. So there you go. Let's see. Feature updates, changes to player sizes increased. This is interesting. They changed skills properly. Cap player size increases at 150%, which is pretty still significant. Ever since they added, of course, the Colossus engine and all kinds of other effects that started to get out of control, so they kind of put a cap on it, which makes sense, fortunately enough. I mean, I'm glad they did that now, but yeah, that started to get a little too out of hand. So there's that. They made a couple of changes to the challenge dungeons with some of the affixes while you're running around in there. These are for the better, mind you, so I'm not going to read them all out. Pause it where you need to, and I'm moving on. Destruction's Call, the open world PvP that happens. They added orbs of power with various effects in them, so that's kind of cool. They added that in now. That should mix it up a little bit better than what it was initially. World boss zone timers have been in effect here for Mountains of Vain and the Black Forest. It's the Darkwood. Weird they called it Black Forest. Well, okay, whatever. So yeah, there's that, the Darkwood, and and the Familiars. Familiars can now attack the training dummy. Now, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing if you're really trying to see just, your raw damage output, but if they can still keep them separate, that'd be great, but I don't know. They do have a breakdown menu to where you can see how much your Familiar does by itself. So there is that, but now they're compiled both you and your Familiars together for this, which I think was already there anyway, but no, because it says they can now attack the training dummy, so I guess they weren't before. So yeah, that's going to throw numbers all the way, and people are going to be all excited, be like, oh, numbers go up on that one as well again, and I guarantee you we'll see plenty of videos out there coming from certain content creators on this subject, so I'm just calling it right now. Anyway, battleground changes. Battleground changes here. Oh, this one's interesting on the new map, the Convoy. First attacks by the Ancient Heart in the Rebirth area, which the respawn area, will cause damage regardless of your immunity to damage and critical hits. So if you're immune to damage, sorry, you're going to be getting hit. So yeah, this is kind of a nice thing, I have to say, because when it gets down to the wire like that, when people start putting up, I don't know if this will affect Crusaders bubbles, but I feel like it might. So we'll have to see how this unfolds when it goes into effect. But yeah, once you get that close to where the Ancient Heart is having to defend itself, Yeah, this will kind of shake things up, and I kind of hope that is the case here. And then also, the lifesteal effect of damaging the final Guardian has been reduced by 50%. So there's that too. But I think the other one, the Ancient Heart, is kind of huge. We'll see how that unfolds when it gets implemented. And then bug fixes on global. Aha! Funny as hell. Never there. They always are day late and $1 short when it comes to that. But anyway, I rambled on long enough in this one. Let me know what you think in the comments down below of everything discussed here, what all you're excited for, what changes that I've mentioned here that are actually going to be substantial, that kind of thing, and so on and so forth. Newer players, welcome. I'm going to roll out some things here in a little while for maybe some things to look out for at the outset of the game, because I know it's going to be a lot to take on, and I'm seeing a lot of questions, of course, throughout the various Discords of people that are just starting out and that kind of thing, because they're excited for the crossover event, and I will try to help you along there. If you have any questions, of course, newer players, hi, welcome, and put those in the comments down below as well. But of course, everybody, as far as it goes, per usual, stay safe out there in the real world, and far as always, take care of yourselves as best you can, one day at a time. It's all we can do. It's the best we can do. Until next time, see ya.